Okay, in this video we're going to be removing the front shock absorber of this Volkswagen Mark IV Golf, same as a Bora and all the rest of it. I think you've seen this whole jacking up procedures a million times, so I've just fast forwarded it just for the benefit of just getting through it really. Always put your car on axle stands, make sure you're safe, safety first, most important thing. Once again, make sure you've got the wheel lock for these cars, because if you ain't got the wheel lock, you ain't doing none of this job. So have the wheel lock ready and always slide that wheel just under the car. Now the next thing I did is, lifted up the bonnet. Lift up the bonnet so I could just have everything ready for when I'm ready to take it off. Now here you see me just removing any wires that are attached to the shock absorber itself, because I don't want anything to be interfering with the removal of the shock absorber when I'm taking it off. I don't want anything holding it up. So you take off everything around it, the ABS wire and the brake line hose, I believe. Take everything off the shock absorber. It's only a couple of wires anyway, and then proceed on to starting to remove the shock absorber itself. Now it's not a difficult job, but you know, it's a little bit fiddly, and all this stuff that's actually underneath the car is prone to rust and debris and dirt. So you know, just take your time and fight through it, and don't try to be too harsh on anything. Now with your 18mm socket, you can do the lower bolt on the actual suspension arm. It's attached to the wheel hub itself. Now this is more than likely going to be grudged up and got debris on it. I'm using a breaker bar just to get it moving. I really should have sprayed a bit of WD-40 on it here, but you know, I felt it and it didn't feel too bad. But for anyone else, I would suggest you put WD-40 on it to give you the best chance possible. Once you're happy with the movement of the bolt itself, you can move on to using your ratchet. Your ratchet will work fine. Just take your time and ease it off. Remember, these bolts are under here, water, rain, debris, so they can snap if they're not looked after. Now the actual side of the bolt is stuck in, so I've used a bit of WD-40 to help me here. Now whenever you're doing this sort of stuff and you have to knock a bolt in, always screw the nut on the end, because you don't want to mushroom the tip. Just a good principle to use, period. So once I put it on there, knock it through. The bit of WD-40 that I put on it will help it out a little bit as well. So it's all pretty simple stuff, but it's just good to know this sort of stuff and make your job a little bit easier for yourself. Now to remove the hub off of the actual suspension leg itself, I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 just around the edges, just like I say, just to help it out a little bit. You know, it's not going to do it no harm, and yeah, hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier for me to get it off. So with your club hammer, get a decent kind of weight club hammer and just start to knock it down. As you can see, I'm doing a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right side of the shock absorber, just so it comes off in a flush manner, in a flat manner. You know, take your time, be patient, but just watch it, it will slowly come down. So I'm just still knocking it here. You know, that part that I'm hitting is quite strong. I wouldn't really advise hitting anywhere else, but just keep tapping it left and right and it will start to release. I took off the link arm just to give me a little bit more movement on the wishbone itself, because it was springing up a little bit. It's not really necessary, but it helped me. I think it's a better way to do it, because it actually allows the wishbone arm to move down a little bit more. So now once you're tapping it a bit more, it should just release from the bottom. But obviously it's not gonna come off because it's still attached at the top by the single bolt. So just keep tapping it down so you can see it's very, very close to clearance, or it's very near clearance. Once you're happy with what you've done at the bottom of the suspension arm, just remove this top cap. This covers the center bolt of the top of the shock absorber. And I've cheated here where I've used my impact wrench, but it's a license just to buzz it off in that sort of way. I mean, what you could use is an Allen bolt and a swan neck socket, but that's what I did. So once you've done that, it should come out like that. One important note I would say is make sure that the hub is supported and not all the weight is on the brake line itself. But I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe.